Hello everyone. Welcome to my bold and the beautiful gossip channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Before we dive into today's content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and show some love by giving this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful November 8 recap. Brooke cries over Edge's disloyalty. Carter and Trust affection callings. The strong and the delightful spoilers recap for November 8 uncovers that Carter Walton guaranteed Trust Logan that something would be finished about Steffy Forrester's treatment of her. Trust indeed considered how Steffy needed to embarrass her and how Edge Forrester requested her to leave also. Carter went on one more tirade about the Logans meriting regard and pushed Desire to battle for her future. Now that Carter was close by, he demanded she didn't need to battle alone any longer. Trust called Carter the man of her fantasies, so he affirmed she could believe him and that he'd never harmed her. After Carter let Trust know how wonderful she was, he admitted that he adored her. Trust at last conceded she adored Carter too before enthusiasm ejected between them. When Carter took his shirt off, Trust removed her dress and made out with him in his lap. Carter and Trust in the long run returned to the couch for lovemaking on Wednesday's B&B episode. At the Precipice house, Steffy gave John Finn Finnegan reports on her choice to fire Trust. Finn appeared to be shocked, yet he guaranteed Steffy that he completely upheld her judgment as co-president. Since the children were away at sleepovers, Steffy and Finn partook in some energetic time together on the couch. Finn guaranteed Steffy that she was the only one for him as they canoodled under the covers subsequently. At Brooke Logan's place, she kept up with that Edge was off base about Trust jumping on Finn, yet Edge failed to understand how that was valid. Brooke pushed Edge to trust her and developed disappointed over his refusal to stop Steffy's prohibition on Trust. That prompted Brooke asking what might occur if Steffy had any desire to fire Katie Logan next or even Brooke herself. Edge behaved that way wouldn't occur and recognized that Brooke merited her seat at the Forrester table. In any case, Brooke recommended different seats shouldn't only be held for Edge's youngsters. Despite the fact that Brooke needed Edge's help, he griped about Thomas Forrester being driven a portion of a world away. Edge added that Trust didn't have a clue about the distinction between what was suitable and what wasn't. In light of that, Edge proposed that perhaps this would show Trust a thing or two. Brooke thought it was out of line that her girl should have been shown a thing or two while Edge's girl did anything she desired. Edge contended that this wasn't about the Logan Forrester quarrel and made sense of that it was about outcomes all things considered. Brooke believed her little girl should assume control over her inheritance and recommended that expectation and Steffy were approaches, taking everything into account. Edge was perplexed over Brooke trusting that and obviously disagreed. Since Edge would not respect and backing Brooke, she said that made her extremely upset and remained there crying before him. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Edge's treachery will keep on causing disturbances in his relationship, so stay with us for additional expectations on any separation news. For the people who felt Carter and Trust's unexpected fascination on striking and delightful emerged from the blue, watching them say, "I love you" to one another a week or so later was extra jolting. What on God's green earth is truly happening here? Considering this is intense and delightful, which has a propensity for turning people in a very small space to construct the following large plot, this could simply be where they unexpectedly chose to head with the characters, and go hard they have. In any case, looking further, there might be a greater subject at work that could convey a profound effect not too far off. Connections have forever been confounded for Trust because of her mom's standing. Stephanie marking Brooke as the skank from the valley somewhat stuck, and she sure didn't help her own case by betting and having a child with her child in regulation at that point, Elder laying down with 3 unique Forrester men, or succumbing to her sister's better half when she had post-pregnancy anxiety. Brooke unquestionably isn't the main female person to have had a series of connections or to have been infatuated triangles, yet she appears to require a man close by, and that has driven her to pursue a few problematic decisions. From the time Trust previously set out on sentiments of her own to right now, Brooke's standing plays had a focal impact by the way she characterized herself and in her navigation. From battling with her sexuality once upon a time to diving into it all the more as of late, whether she was like her mom has been a steady thought, not simply in that frame of mind of her own brain, however frequently in the personalities and mouths of others. Brooke Trust B&B. Once a thing not just made a character around being upright, dislike her mom, but rather a whole design line too. This functioned admirably for her until it didn't. At the point when she wound up drawn to a man she shouldn't have been and followed up on it, her painstakingly developed world started to air out, hurling herself entirely into a relationship with Thomas, acknowledging how great sex could be, and handling her aggravation encompassing Lamb's backpedaling, were progressive. Yet with all of this came disarray. Trust Thomas B&B. Trust needed a one-lady man, yet didn't have any desire to settle down into a wedded existence with Thomas. She then, at that point, moved on to fixating on sex with another lady man, Finn, who was inaccessible. With that came disgrace. On top of the disgrace she'd previously been caused to feel over her mom and separating her family and romancing Thomas. Finn Trust B&B, harder then, was a disclosure. The solution to everything. Appealing and attractive, yet steadfast and zeroed in exclusively on her. Great. What's not to cherish? The issue. There's been a speedy progression of individuals for Trust in the midst of confounded considerations and feelings without getting some margin to process. Yes, we think the greater story here could be Trust's personality emergency. Subsequently, the power around the deficiency of her design line, which she could be gripping to as the last remnant of that persona she held to so firmly for such countless years. Likewise, alluding to this being the story inside the story is Edge's comment to Brooke about her girl's decisions and Brooke's new worries about Trust's improper way of behaving with Finn. Perhaps we're coming to, yet we very much want to see this end up being a more profound tale about Trust's development as a lady, as opposed to a devised, oddball plot about insta-love and in-battling at Forrester manifestations. Recall when Steffi had her large revelation and chosen to remain single as opposed to accommodating with Liam for the umpteenth time. We need a second like that for Trust as well. The way things are, this story doesn't appear to be working for the crowd by any means. Tell us your considerations on Carter and Trust's lightning-quick love in the remark area underneath. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates.